So I've been through the paper pack and I have looked at what's available and how I'm going to use it. And I'm thinking that I'm going to use this one on the front, which is pretty busy, but it's got like a lot of interesting stuff. So I'm thinking of using that on the front cover, and I'm thinking of using this at the back, but on this one fussy cutting along the edges so that it makes sort of tuck spots for like Polaroid type photos. So that's my thinking currently. I'm just going to put that to the side because I wanted to work on these pages. So page 1, I have these 2 set aside, and what I thought of doing was doing some sort of page where I can have a base page and I can open up and have that sort of effect. So my thought process was that I was going to tuck and have this right to the end, but I'm actually thinking it might be better to have a fold on the top of the page. So what I'm going to do is change my plan from not adding the pages to adding the pages quickly and then just working with them from there. So my usual, I'm going to try make sure everything fits, and this is where I'm going to start lining up. Alright, so it lines up beautifully. I'm going to use my blue Tombow. I don't use the art glitter. You probably could use the Nouveau because it also doesn't dry that quickly. We do want wiggle room. Okay, so we want a bit of wiggle room, and we're just having a look here, and then we're going to stick down. First page in, let's get the second page in. Again, I'm just measuring, making sure it all fits and that I can line it up perfectly, which I can. Now I can remove the release paper. Add the glue. Line it up. When it's all beautifully lined up, stick down. So, and finally, the front page. Bit of wet glue. And we should have perfectly lined up pages. This front one does seem a little bit proud at the top, but I'm going to just leave it. Okay, so normally what I would do is I'd go through now and I would remove the release paper from here, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to wait for a little bit. So I was thinking of adding this one straight in here. So I want a tiny border so that you see this little bit of the brown sugar. So I'm going to cut accordingly. I'm going to cut this one to 11. Instead of 11 3/8, I'm going to cut it to 11 1/4, I think. Why am I struggling here? I'm just going to cut off advertising strip, and I need to write down which it is. So this is front cover. Okay, And then I also just want to look really carefully at the picture and see which part I want to cut off and which part I want to keep. They're very similar, so let's just cut from here. So I'm going to cut this to 11 1/4 and just keep the little strippy. You never know, you might want that little strippy for something. 11 1/4 by, again, let's look, this one, if I cut it to 11 1/4, I'm going to cut a lot of the tree off. But if I cut this one to 11 3/4, it's going to be pretty similar. Okay, again, keep that little strippy. You never know when you need it. Right, we should technically have a little border all the way around, which we don't have. So I'm just going to trim a tiny bit off here, because I do want to be able to see a little bit of that brown sugar sticking out. Otherwise it kind of defeats the whole object of having it. Okay, that's better. Right, that's much better. So that's going to be our front page, and we're going to add some bits to that, a front and a cover. Right, so I'm thinking that we should just put all this together because I don't want to stick down yet. And we're just going to clip everything together, and we're just going to write their measurements. So it was 11 1/4 by 11 1/4, give or take. Okay, next we're going to